You know, this has been near perfect weather. I can't imagine it getting much better. I know it's going to get hotter.
Definitely, yeah. It's going to get a little bit warmer heading into this week, but it's also going to stay really humid because we've got these onshore winds, and those are just going to continue to rack up all the humidity in the coastal bend. It was pretty breezy already today. Here's a check of the highest wind gusts that we saw today, 36 miles an hour in Corpus Christi. Some places a little bit less. In Port Aransas, 21-mile-per-hour gust, but it's generally been pretty breezy, and it's still breezy outside. Here's a look at current wind gusts, 33 miles an hour in Corpus Christi. 35 up in Orange Grove, and Rockport at 26. So that has brought in a ton of humidity, especially to our counties further inland, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees in terms of dew points up from 24 hours ago. So very humid, and we're going to continue to stay humid as we continue to stay breezy with onshore winds through most of this week, but especially breezy these 3 days here that I have the little wind icons. So you can see that muggy meter continually going towards the top of that humid category from now through Tuesday, and even though it does decline just a little bit heading into later this week, it's still well into that humid category. So that means with the high winds, the cloud cover, the humidity, all of those things, it's going to contribute to some pretty muggy and nasty mornings. We're going to be in the 70s for a good portion of this week whenever you wake up and are heading out the door. So very sticky temperatures. That is not quite where we're starting tomorrow. Still a little warm and sticky though. 68 in Corpus Christi with some partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies overnight. We're still breezy overnight, but I do think we have enough moisture. We could see a little bit of patchy fog forming. Those clouds clear out into tomorrow afternoon, so we're left with a gorgeous afternoon other than those breezy winds and high humidity. Temperatures getting into the low and middle 80s across the coastal bend. Clouds come back heading into Monday morning, and they're more widespread at this point, and we're also higher humidity by this point. So temperatures are higher on Monday, like I said, starting off in the lower 70s. Very sticky, very muggy as we head out the door, and that lasts again throughout the entire day. High temperatures staying right around where they are tomorrow for Monday. Here's a look at why we are seeing those winds come onshore. This high pressure right here over the southeastern United States, that is directing our winds, and as this low pressure over to the west moves further inland into the central plains, we're going to see our wind speeds continue to increase and be very breezy because of the contrast between these two, and especially as this one gets stronger. As that low pressure deepens, it tightens the pressure gradient, basically the difference in pressure over a given area in distance, so that is going to make us breezy. Now, that low pressure does have a cold front attached to it, and that is going to come through the state of Texas on Tuesday. However, I don't want you to get your hopes up. That one is not going to come through the coastal bend, unfortunately. It's going to stay stationary through part of the state, so that could act as a focus for some energy as well as all that moisture that we're talking about with those onshore winds. Heading into next weekend, though, I don't want to quite bite on this cold front just yet because computer models keep pushing it later and later, but they have been thinking maybe another cold front heading into later next week or next weekend. So that is on the table too, and that would definitely boost our rain chances to get a front or two in here and interact with all of that moisture. That would give us some widely scattered rain chances. I've got those on Thursday and Friday, isolated, if not a stray shower chance for the rest of this week. Heading into tomorrow, we start off on a warmer note over the past couple of mornings. We are in the upper 60s with clouds in the coastal bend, and then we get some more sunshine into tomorrow afternoon, but still those onshore winds are breezy, bringing more humidity as well as warmer temperatures. So this is where we're ending up tomorrow afternoon in the upper 80s across a lot of the coastal bend, even some upper 90s possible with all of that sunshine over towards the brush country. Tomorrow, not looking like a bad day to head out to the beach, though do keep in mind the UV index. It's going to be really high, so make sure you've got sunscreen on, and also make sure that you're not getting sand in your eyes. It's still going to be breezy. There's probably going to be a moderate rip current risk as well as yellow flags hoisted due to some choppy bays. Next 7 days, we continually get more humid as well as breezy. It looks like Monday is going to be the windiest day with gusts up to 40 miles an hour, and then we're still pretty warm throughout the rest of this week, but hopefully we can get some isolated and widely scattered showers here in our forecast later this week. Brian.
Thank you, Kristen.